What happens to the stock market? It tanks it. But then a lot of tech stocks had started to fly sky high. They were on a boom. Hello, I'm Hayden Bloomfield and welcome to the channel. So why did I invest in Tesla? In this video, I'm going to run through why I invested in Tesla, how I came about it, and go through the sort of whens. To jump in, I started sort of becoming aware of Tesla in about, I think it was like 2019, just from being interested in technology, being interested in business, interested in who's the richest person in the world, and seeing that Elon Musk was starting to creep up the ranks there. And it was in 2019 I started noticing Teslas on the road and seeing obviously the funky door handles, the fact that they're electric, and just beautiful looking cars. As I was getting interested there, and I was a business owner, so I was quite interested just in business in general, and I would sort of look at things on the stock market. I'd never invested in anything, so I never put any money into the stock market anywhere. The only thing I'd ever done close to that was just like putting the odd bet on some horse races for fun. So I'd never invested, never done anything like that, never traded or anything. And I started just paying attention to some stocks, seeing what's happening with like the likes of Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, etc. But Tesla was one that I would actually pay the most attention to. And that was because I saw Tesla as being something of a future market leader. I saw the future being dominated by electric cars. And this was before I'd sort of started any research. I saw electrics as a market leader in the future, just simply because of their environmental impacts, the idea of driving around in an electric car compared to a diesel or a petrol engine. And secondary to that is just the benefits of the silence that comes with it, or the quiet sound, and also the lack of fumes. And just one of the most significant things for me, just on a tangent, as being a skateboarder, one thing we do in the winter when it is quite dark and damp outside is we'd skate like underground car parks, somewhere that was dry undercover and lit up. And just the amount of fumes you would smell there, and just this sort of thickness to the air that felt so dirty and disgusting, of just fumes and other, I don't even know what comes out of a car. Like, I'm not a car person, but like oil and fumes, all these different things and soots and shits, just these disgusting smells that come with engines. And I'd notice it like in busy cities when you're walking around, or like a busy junction, you just stand there, you can just smell everything. And so I really saw EVs being a market leader, and the fact that Tesla were the first there in terms of first mass producer of electric vehicles, I saw them as, without doing any research, just these guys will lead the market in the future, and they will always be ahead, or if they're not always ahead, they're always going to have an advantage of the fact that they're first there, first to mass market production. So that was a big incentive for me, and that's sort of the journey of how I started looking at Tesla. And back then I was looking at the stock, as I said, and it was always bouncing around $500 to $600 a share. This is pre-split. Bearing in mind at this point, I didn't even know how to buy shares. It was something that if someone said, right, I'm going to give you some money, you're going to put it in the stock market, I would have bought Tesla. But would I put my own money in? I wasn't sure. I was starting to talk to people about trading. I'd learned what trading was, wasn't really sure before, and didn't really understand leverage. Understood it was something that could happen, and holding stocks and shares, I sort of understood the concept, but I didn't really know how to do it. And it was during the start of the pandemic, when we had the announcement of lockdown, that is where I saw the opportunity. So yeah, global news, lockdowns announced, we're all isolated to our homes, we can't go out. What happens to the stock market? It tanks it. Instantly there I saw the opportunity, because I saw Tesla go from $500 to $600 a share, and suddenly it was hitting $400, $300, and I thought, this is the biggest opportunity I'm ever going to have. I need to buy Tesla now. I need to buy the stock now. And where a lot of people were panicking and selling, thinking, shit, the world's over, what are we going to do? Lost, I'm going to lose everything, blah, 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 panicking. Instead, I saw this as the massive opportunity, the window of opportunity to buy in. And the only regret I have is how long it took me to realize how to buy. As I said, I didn't know how to buy stocks and shares. No idea. Didn't know. I knew there was platforms which you could do it. So then I started looking at, how do I do it? I started talking to the people I knew that dealt in it. I said, right, I need to buy shares. How do I do this? What do I do? And I learned there's different platforms. I went with Trading 212, learned about that, and it was just a case of someone I knew used it, and they knew people that used it and never had problems and could rely on it. So it takes me a few weeks. I open up a Trading 212 platform. I then start thinking about it, and I put my money, I put a few thousand aside. And bearing in mind, by this point, the market crashed, but then a lot of tech stocks had started to fly sky high. They were on a boom. So the likes of like Amazon, Apple, Tesla were all shooting up. Tesla was one of the biggest ones for shooting up as well. So as I said, I saw it drop down to 360. However, by the time I actually got the platform, got some money, put it in the platform and bought the shares, they had gone up to $950 a share. And I remember at that point going, bear in mind this is still pre-split. And I remember sitting there at that point thinking, shit, have I already missed the opportunity? It's gone up to 950, like that's quite high. It's higher than it's ever been. It's like its highest. And there's only one regret I have at that point, that I didn't buy more. And so I bought in, and that's where I bought my first shares. And this is where I hadn't done a huge amount of research, but I just, from the basic understanding I had, I saw this as something worth investing in. And that's when I really, and I put money in that was like money I'd saved and had, but it wasn't like going to be the end of the world or anything if I lost it. It was just, I wanted to be part of that and see what would happen. And then from there is when I really started diving deep. And one of the biggest things that I found helpful was just YouTube. Hence why I'm here. Just watching YouTube channels. I learned that there's YouTube channels dedicated to sharing news and updates and information about Tesla. So I just started subscribing and watching. The first YouTube channel I came across that I started watching like every day to learn and research about Tesla and Elon Musk in particular was Solving the Money Problem, run by Stephen Mark Ryan. And that was the first channel. So shout out there, because without it, I wouldn't have invested any more in Tesla. Oh, I don't know, I might have, but I would have been on the fence, wouldn't really see it as investing, I'd see it more as gambling. Whereas with that information, daily content, daily videos, really insightful, intellectual, entertaining and funny. But without that, I wouldn't have the confidence to execute the way that I do to invest in Tesla and know that my money's safe there and that I want to be in it for the long run. I want to be invested for decades and hopefully one day have dividends. But anyway, so Solving the Money Problem gave me the confidence to invest. And since then, I've continued watching every day, and as well as picked up on a few more YouTube channels. So I'll go into I'd like to do a video in future, just like, I suppose saying thank you to all the channels that I watch and that have been so helpful in me and helped me learn and kept me up to date with everything, and especially saving so much time and not having to sit through certain videos, interviews, and have it all condensed down into short snippets. But aside from that is also obviously reading like the impact report that Tesla set out years ago, keeping up to date with the finance reports as they come out, and obviously on the calls, the finance calls, and yeah, just as well like reading the news on it and just seeing what's going on. Well, reading the news to gauge an idea from the mass media and realise there's a lot of corruption there, allegedly. There's a lot of misinformation. But that's exactly how I got started with investing. That's how I ended up investing in Tesla. And that's the story. So if have you invested in Tesla? Are you a Tesla shareholder? Let me know. And the way I see it, at the moment we're currently in a dip. While that's been great if you've got money to buy, I did sort of put all the money aside that I could to buy shares a while back. However, the last share I did buy was at 1100. I bought one, but it's now dipped to in the 900s, which is a bit of a bummer. I could have waited and got a much cheaper share, got a better deal. But 10 years down the line, it won't make a difference. 900, 1100, either way, you're going to see, in my opinion, this is not investment advice, do your own research, but in my opinion, you'll see a much bigger number per share than to worry whether you got it at 900 or 1100. So yeah, if you're an investor, let me know. Click subscribe and hit the like button, and comment below if you are a Tesla shareholder. How many shares have you got? Did you manage to buy in at an earlier point than me? And if you did, well done, great decision. And you've definitely had some healthy returns there. So until next time, bye.